Well, what up, guys? Crafter here. If I were to do something like this, you'd probably see that my avatar says well-crafted designer. Because that's what I'm going to be doing tonight in this pre-Easter stream. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to turn this stream into a time lapse. Someone I'm friends with asked me to do this, so that's how this is going to happen. So I'm going to start off very simple by making glamrock coffee twice as a Gmod model reference. Once as for myself. So here we go. Now, I'm using StreamYard this time around because OBS is being an absolute butt wipe and a half billion, which I cannot stand. So, I'm going StreamYard this time around. And I gotta figure out a way to get Coffee's Gotcha avatar for Building Crafter City episodes on to StreamYard while in the streams, and also ignore the craziness that's happening way out in the background. Just ignore it. Apparently dogs hate vacuum cleaners, apparently, and I didn't even notice. And it gets really annoying real fast. I don't know why it happens, but it does. So, just ignore the two crazy corgis in the back. Alright. I'm going to start off with... I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Scroll to the middle. I think somewhere in through here should be like this, the area of my neck. Well, I actually don't have that big of a neck, but, you know, it's whatever. So there we go, there's my neck. I'm also going to have to put a lot of the parts separate for this to work. Also, if anyone joins in at any point in time, I will feel free to read them. And, of course, now explain to me how Bodrix has correctly joined the channel through now StreamYard of all things. I think that's a bit crazy. Man, it doesn't matter. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to separate everything by layers. And my laptop is further away from me, so that's kind of a hassle right now. I probably should do that and be like, there we go. And I made glamrock coffee quite bulky too, so that's gonna be a pain for me. I think I got this. I'm only doing the sketch right now due to having reference pulled up outside the screen. I think that would also kind of mess up the frame rate of the stream, of course. Also, how are all my fellow crafters doing after Glamrock Coffee got his fair share of streams and introduction to the channel? Hope y'all are treating him well. So if he's gonna say anything bad about you all, then some of you are gonna answer to me. Just gonna say that out of time. Just wanted to give you all that fair warning. Hope you all are being nice to him. He kind of deserves it, really. Also, now I don't know if this is true or not, from what I think, the shoulder pads and possibly any other accessory. Well, I don't know. All I know is that the shoulder pads may have to be drawn separate, as far as I know. Try drawing that ball joint for the shoulder. There we go. That looks big enough. Select, of course. Freeform selection. Sorry if I'm being kind of deep voice-ish. I'm just trying to get some stuff done. So it seemed that accurate. There we go. And there I go doing it again. I guess because I really gotta focus on how I'm gonna do this right. I saw somebody on a fan-made Zany Gaming Discord. It's not really owned by Ryan 99, but it is kind of named after him in a sense. They called it Rycord. Kind of weird, yes, I know. But hey, it's whatever. It was the person who made the server's decision to make it sound like, to make it named that. I had no control over it whatsoever. Once I'm done sketching my persona for any possible ways of being in Zany Gaming at any point in time. I hope I never get mad at anything, or even fail, or even have slip-ups, or even brain farts, or even end up roasting anybody. Which would be kind of bad if I ever did. And I was gonna, never mind that. I was gonna say something really stupid in a sense, but I don't want to. Risk getting any hatred right now. And here comes the hard part. If I remember correctly, I'm hopefully remembering this right. Alright. If I'm right about this, I should have done this. I think I'm drawing him a little bit too big. I guess I'm just gonna have to clear the entirety of this layer. Because I did draw him a little bit too big. I have to go down a pencil size, I guess. I'm gonna keep on checking to see if anyone does indeed join, and so far nobody has. And before anyone asks if my model is headless, No, I wouldn't become the headless animatronics man. If that ever happened, it'd be like Five Nights at Freddy's meeting Sleepy Hollow, and I don't ever want that to happen. Maybe the world's creepiest crossover known to Scott Cawthon. I don't want to see that. The way I drew my body looks rather weird. Then again, I guess my animatronic look would be just as beefy as Coffee's, I guess. I don't know. But I am really glad though that Microsoft Paint finally has layers. And I failed to use that in a way that it would work for a Jeopardy joke featuring 3 VTubers. It upsets me that it didn't work. Anyway, I'm going to start on the right hand side, honestly. All right. And when I saw something like this was like the coolest thing I've ever seen happen. They like drew the hands. However, they had the thumb sticking up. I'm going to edit that real quick. There we go. All right. And also my hand is not that big. Oh no. I had drew the wrong color. I'm really trying to focus on this now. I'm kind of struggling right now. So there's my. Oh, my knuckle's way too big. I'll fix that real quick. There we go. Again, and not drawing the same color, of course. Okay, it's a little better. I don't know if it'll look different when I put this in a Blender, the 3D animation software. Okay. The reason I'm drawing on an almost black background is because I just don't feel like drawing on a white background would help me out at all. It doesn't help that no matter what brightness you have on the laptop, it just doesn't even change on the yeah, it doesn't even change on the doesn't even change on the drawing tablet like I was trying to say there while I was proving it. Yeah, that's the world's worst looking animatronic hand for a glamrock that I've ever drew. Hey, you gotta give me some credit for an effort. This next bit is gonna be pain. I'm sure to do it anyway. Okay. That's okay. One thing I did realize though is that most of the appendages have to be drawn like a tail, and apparently the head for some reason, possibly shoulder pads. I think they have to be drawn separate. So I may split this into a two-part video. I don't know. I may split this into a two-part stream. And when I do when I turn this stream to a time lapse, I don't know if I'm going to use Glamrock Freddy's AI cover of the touch or if I'm going to use Jeopardy theme or what I'm going to use for like the music when I'm doing when I edit it into a time lapse. I just really don't know. This is the most painful thing I've ever done in the history of Crazy Crafter Prime stuff. This is the most painful thing I think I've ever done, honestly. Try to digitally draw an animatronic and like doing that traditionally, which I've done 5 times already this year. Is that saying something? I may not have the same looks as Glamrock Coffee does in the animatronic form, but I'll look really close to it. But I do not have his personality, and we all know that from experience. I think just about everyone on my YouTube channel mentioned or subbed to at this point in time would all know that from experience. At least I feel like that's true. I'm going to have to get on the bottom of each of the feet. Basically, I'll have to like bring the foot up just a little bit. I feel like my big old glamrock lion paws would be like those feet look so bad. And I will also do the line work, the regular line work, and of course coloring it in after after this stream in a time. I'll have to do each of these in a random part live stream. So this is technically part 1. This is like one of the most painful things I've ever done. That's horrible looking. Okay. There we go, and then we got that. Okay, that's as good as that hand's gonna get. Now, if anyone was wondering, I'm gonna be wearing my cloak, the yellow stripe. I think in the mint green format, it's gonna read but stay fantastic on my chest. I think I don't will look like I'm wearing a hoodie. And the hard part's gonna be drawing in those shoulder pads, of course. Or maybe not, I don't know. Okay, shoulder pads. Next up is my head. I just basically drew that using a reference outside. Well, actually, I used the reference from my laptop, but drew it traditionally. So that's kind of crazy. So I gotta try to do that again. Now, obviously, do many streams for this. And I think there we go. There's my crown. And then obviously my Metro Glamrock Mirror Lion Self will not have any Metro Golden Mayor face paint, obviously. If anything, it'll have maybe some Jeopardy style face paint. I don't know. But that's basically what's going to happen. There we go. And that's my head, of course. Of course, off the side, I'm going to draw my tail. And there we go. I know this stream was rather short, but looking at the time right now, it's just too late at night right now. So I'm going to save that picture really quickly. I'm going to quickly edit this stream to part 1. Save the changes, of course. And I hope for those of you that have just, well, someone just joined. I apologize to them in advance that I had to stop the stream here. Whoever joined, I apologize in advance. I couldn't get much done because looking at the time and what is happening tomorrow, from what I've heard, I just don't have much time to do more of this stream, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Thank y'all for watching. Stay prime-tastic. Hit the like and subscribe. And I'll see you sometime later this week for part 2 of this 3D model designs stream. So, see y'all then. Hopefully I'll be not as quiet as I do, maybe a little more energetic in a sense. See y'all then.